Technical vs fundamental analysis. Which approach is really the best for trading? So technical analysis involves studying charts and using technical indicators to analyze past market data and identify patterns and trends. Technical analysts believe that market trends, patterns, and price movements can provide insight into future market movements. Let's talk about the pros and the cons about the technical analysis approach. The first one is the objective approach. Technical analysis is more an objective approach to trading as it's based on studying charts and technical indicators rather than subjective interpretations of market news and events. The second pros is that it's a short-term focus. Technical analysis is particularly useful for short-term trading strategies as it provides traders with a way to identify short-term trends and patterns. The third reason is also the flexibility. Technical analysis can be applied to any market and any time frame, making it a versatile approach to trading. The first one is the risk management. Technical analysis can be used to set up stop losses order and other risk management strategies, which can help traders limit their losses. So as you can see, we have four major pros. Now let's talk about the cons. The first one is the limited information. Unfortunately, technical analysis does not take into account fundamental factors that may impact market movement, such as economic data or news events. But obviously, when you're technically trading, you always need to take a look at the economic calendar or you're gonna burn your account. The second thing is over-reliance on indicators. Technical analysis can lead to an over-reliance on technical indicators, which can sometimes provide false signals or be subject to manipulation. The third thing is historical data. Technical analysis is based on historical data, which may not always accurately reflect future market movement. Yeah, indeed, the market is based on what happened in the history, but the market has its own trend, so new history can be made. This is why there is some issues with it. Anyway, we talk about all the pros and the cons. Now let's talk about the fundamental analysis. This one involves analyzing economic and financial data to determine the intrinsic values of an asset. Fundamental analysts believe that market prices are influenced by economic and financial factors such as interest rate, GDP, and corporate earnings, which is totally true. You will see that if you're going on investing.com and looking at the most important data, you will see that every single 3-star news is always impacting the market massively. Now, let's talk about the pros and the cons as the way we did before. The first thing for the pros is the long-term perspective. Fundamental analysis is particularly useful for long-term investing as it provides insight into the underlying value of an asset. The second thing is the comprehensive analysis. Fundamental analysis takes into account a wide range of factors that may impact market movement, including economic data, corporate earnings, and geopolitical events. The third one as a pro is informational edge. Fundamental analysis can provide traders with an informational edge as they can identify undervalued assets and potentially market opportunities before they become widely known. So let me explain that point, okay? So there is different ways. So for example, if you identify a company, you can look at the earnings and you can just compare and look at how is the company growing. Is the company growing pretty well? Yes, okay, that's something good. So it means price of the share is gonna go up. So it's good. You can analyze and understand how a company is going, how a company is doing. But also what is very interesting is that you can look at some market and identify, okay, this market is growing pretty fast. For example, let's take AI market, okay? We know that this is going to be something big. So now, if you know that this market is growing pretty fast, you can already start investing your money into the AI company in order to make a long-term investment. So if we just compare the technical and the fundamental, what is good with fundamental is that you can have a long-term position, so technically swing one. Anyway, now let's talk about the cons. And the first one is the subjectivity. Fundamental analysis involves a certain degree of subjectivity, as analysts may interpret economic data and financial data differently. Then the second thing with the fundamental analysis is that it's very time consuming, as it requires a lot of time and a lot of analysis regarding the economic and financial data. So yeah, when you're watching and reading the news, guys, it's not one news and you're done for the whole day. You need to keep everything in track. So you're gonna know what time the news are coming, you're gonna interpret them, then analyze, postpone, because sometimes some news gonna say, okay, this is good for the USD, this is bad for the USD, so we don't really know how it's gonna go. Then you're gonna wait for the other news coming. So yeah, it's very time consuming. It's way different from the technical side where you do your analyze, cut into a trade and just wait. Here you can have so many things, and what makes it work, it's a third con, which is unpredictable events. Fundamental analysis may not always accurately predict market movement, as unexpected events such as natural disaster or geopolitical crisis can impact market movement. So yeah, we can see that we have pros and cons for both. But what is the main conclusion? Which approach is the best for trading? The truth is that there is not one size fits at all answer. Both technical and fundamental analysis can be useful for trading, depending on the traders and his strategy, and obviously his individual goals. I would like to say that technical analysis is more suitable for short-term trading strategy, while fundamental analysis is better suited for long-term investing. And to be honest, traders and myself personally, I would recommend that choosing to combine both approach, using the technical analysis to identify short-term trends and patterns, and fundamental analysis in order to find undervalued assets and potential long-term investment opportunities is probably the best fit for me. Ultimately, the key to successful trading is to have a solid understanding of both technical and fundamental analysis, and to use this knowledge to develop a trading strategy that is tailored to your individual goal and risk tolerance. Now, those things set aside, I would like to tell you that you will never find a trader that is 100% profitable just by doing technical and 100% profitable only doing by fundamental, because both are very important, as I told you previously. Someone who's doing technical and not taking into consideration all the news coming, he's gonna fail at some point. And the same thing with news, because sometimes news are just a reflection of what's going on the market, and what's going on the market is more the technical side. So it's very important for you guys to understand that, okay, both technical and fundamental are very different, but both are matching. So I would recommend it, especially for my thing, because you guys are probably watching me and comparing to the work I provide in my Telegram. But what I usually do is I wake up, I go on the economic calendar. So I usually go on investing, and there I go on the settings. I only select the 3 stars, because you have 1 star news, 2 star news, 3 star news. Only take the most important one, so the 3 stars one. Once you have them, you can see the news of today, and then you can get into a buy position or sell position, depend of what your technical analysis is giving you. But imagine you're gonna get into a buy position right now on Euro USD because it's touching your trend. But let's say we are like the first Friday of the month and NFP is happening, okay? Like, how come you're gonna get into a trade when a major news is happening? No, you can't be doing that. So you always need to keep an eye on the news to know what's going on and what's not going on. Anyway, I hope this video will help you guys. If you like it, feel free to tell me in the comment, and if not, also let me know in the comments, and see you soon for another video.